Marcus Aurelius, The Art of Emotional Control, Mastering Inner Peace. What is it that stands between you and inner peace? This question, powerful in its simplicity, is where we begin our discourse on the art of emotional control. I am Marcus Aurelius, a student of philosophy, a leader of men, and perhaps, as history would remember me, a master in the art of mastering oneself. In the tapestry of human experience, emotions are the threads that add color to our existence. Yet, these very threads, when left untamed, can entangle us in a web of turmoil. To command these threads, to weave a life of tranquility and purpose, is the highest form of human skill. Let us first consider the lesson of perception. For it is not events that disturb people, but their judgments concerning them. This wisdom, born of my own meditations, is the cornerstone of our discourse. The world is a reflection of our own minds, and it is within our minds that we must begin the work of emotional control. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound lessons from the legend. You see, the power of perception is profound. When faced with the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, as a leader, I knew the necessity of maintaining composure. The battlefield is unforgiving. It does not pause for one's fears or frustrations. And so, I learned to perceive each challenge not as a personal affront, but as an opportunity to practice virtue, to strengthen my resolve, and to cultivate wisdom. Let me impart to you a story from my own life. When I was thrust into the position of emperor, the empire was not simply handed to me as a peaceful realm. It was a cauldron of political intrigue, border threats, and endless demands. In these trials, I could not afford to be swayed by the tempest of emotions. Instead, I focused on what was within my control, my actions, my responses, my principles. Consider for a moment a situation in your life where emotions have led you astray. Imagine if, instead, you viewed this situation through the lens of objective observation. How might your response change? This is not a call to be devoid of feeling, but rather to be the master of it. Now, let us move to our second lesson, the discipline of action. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. This directive is simple, yet its execution is where many falter. To know virtue is not enough. One must live it through action. Take, for instance, the countless times I sat in council with my advisors. There were moments of heated debate, of anger, and of vast disagreement. It would have been easy to succumb to rage or to let frustration cloud my judgment. Instead, I chose to act with integrity, to listen, to understand, and to guide with a steady hand. Your actions, much like mine, are a reflection of your inner state. To master emotions is to choose actions that are aligned with your highest self, even when tumult churns around you. And what of times when action seems impossible? It is in these moments that we must turn to the third lesson, the practice of acceptance. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Acceptance does not mean resignation. It means acknowledging the present as it is, and not as we wish it to be. There were periods during my rule when the burden seemed too heavy, when fate seemed cruel. Yet, I understood that I could not control the vast movements of the world any more than I could control the weather. In acceptance, I found peace. You too will find that in accepting life's ebb and flow, you gain the freedom to focus on what truly matters. As you absorb these lessons, I invite you to consider a profound question. What is within your power to change at this very moment? Is it your perception, your action, your acceptance? Consider this carefully, for it is in your answer that the path to emotional control lies. In our next lesson, we will explore the virtue of resilience, the capacity to endure when all else beckons you to falter. But for now, remember the words I have shared with you. Through the mastery of perception, action, and acceptance, the art of emotional control becomes not just a philosophy, but a way of living. Resilience, the unseen armor of the Stoic soul. In the heart of adversity lies the seed of growth. This is the essence of our next lesson. Resilience, the unseen armor of the Stoic soul. Resilience is not merely the ability to endure, but to emerge from the crucible of trial with a spirit stronger and more refined than before. Imagine standing at the helm of an empire as I did, with the eyes of Rome upon you, waiting to see how you will face the relentless tide of challenge and change. Resilience then becomes not a choice, but a necessity. It is the thread that binds a leader to his purpose and a person to their path of virtue. My reign was punctuated by moments that tested the very limits of human endurance. Plague, war, loss, each a blow to the fabric of the empire and the emperor alike. Yet, it was in these times that the true measure of my leadership was tested. I could not control the misfortunes that befell my realm, but I could control the manner in which I faced them. You too have this power within you. When the world seems to conspire against your peace, remember that the oak tree grows strong under the stress of the storm's winds. Do not ask for a lighter burden, but for broader shoulders. Let us delve deeper into the practice of resilience by examining the three pillars that support it: preparation, perspective, and perseverance. Preparation is the foundation upon which resilience is built. As a ruler, I was constantly aware that the tranquility of today could be the tumult of tomorrow. I prepared my mind through the study of philosophy, the counsel of wise associates, and the contemplation of the nature of life. In your own life, preparation might mean educating yourself, planning for contingencies, or simply cultivating a mindset that accepts change as an integral part of existence. Next is perspective. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. When confronted with adversity, I strove to maintain a perspective that was rooted in objectivity and humility. This is a perspective that sees beyond the immediate to the essential, that understands the fleeting nature of both joy and sorrow. Hold to this perspective, and you will find that what once seemed overwhelming becomes manageable. And then there is perseverance. It is the constant, the unwavering commitment to press forward. In my meditations, I wrote of the struggle, of the effort to uphold one's convictions in the face of fatigue and despair. You will find that it is not the swiftest who win the race, but those who continue running long after the swift have stopped. Now consider the adversities you have faced. How have you prepared for them? How has your perspective shaped your experience of them? And how have you persevered through them? These questions are not idle musings. They are the forge upon which the sword of your resilience is tempered. As we journey through these lessons, remember that resilience is not simply one's ability to bear a hard thing, but to turn it into glory, to take the raw material of life's struggles and to transform it into a monument to human potential. In the next part of our discourse, we will explore the power of purpose, the beacon that guides the resilient soul through the darkest nights. Until then, let the lessons of resilience be the unseen armor that fortifies your spirit against the trials of life. The beacon within, illuminating purpose amidst life's storms. Purpose is the compass that navigates us through the storms of life, the unwavering light that illuminates the path of the Stoic soul. It is with purpose that every action is infused with meaning and every choice becomes clear. As I led Rome, so too must you lead your life with a clear vision of your purpose. Reflect upon the empire I inherited, one beset by strife, famine, and betrayal. It would have been all too easy to succumb to despair, to view the position as a curse rather than a calling. Yet, it was the steadfastness of purpose that transformed an empire on the brink of collapse into one of the most enduring of all time. This was not the product of fate, but the fruit of a vision rooted in the betterment of Rome and its people. Your purpose need not be one that alters the course of empires, but it must be one that alters the course of your life. It should be the force that drives you when all else fails, the vision that you cling to when darkness veils your eyes. To understand the power of purpose, we must explore its facets: clarity, commitment, and contribution. First, clarity. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. This insight, though not my own, resonates with the truths I have lived. Your purpose must be clear to you. It must be as unmistakable as the North Star in the night sky. Without clarity, you may find yourself adrift in a sea of confusion, lost in the myriad of life's choices. Imagine yourself in the quietude of the night, as I often found myself, contemplating the heavens and seeking wisdom from the silence. Ask yourself what you truly seek in life, what you value, what you wish to stand for. This introspection is the first step towards clarity of purpose. Next is commitment. A purpose without commitment is but a fleeting dream. It is the unwavering dedication to your chosen path that carves the statue from the unyielding marble. Despite the myriad challenges I faced, political adversaries, failing health, the weight of the crown, it was commitment to my purpose that guided my hand. You too must find this commitment within yourself. It is the fire that must be kindled daily through disciplined action and the renewal of your vows to yourself and to your values. Finally, we examine contribution. What we do now echoes in eternity. The legacy I endeavored to leave was one of service, to the empire, to my family, to the greater good. Your purpose should reach beyond the confines of your own life and touch the lives of others. It is in contribution that purpose finds its highest expression and your life finds its deepest meaning. As you consider the purpose that drives you, examine the ways in which it contributes to the world. How does your purpose serve others? How does it leave the world a touch better than you found it? It is in these answers that the true measure of your purpose will be found. With the next breath, let us prepare to venture into the final lesson, where we will bind these threads together and reveal the portrait of a life commanded by Stoic wisdom. But for now, hold your purpose close and let it be the beacon that guides you through life's storms. The Stoics' Odyssey, navigating life's voyage with wisdom. As we approach the final leg of our journey, we cast our gaze upon the horizon where all our lessons converge, the Stoics' Odyssey. In this culmination of wisdom, we find not an end, but a beginning of understanding, a map to navigate the voyage of life with the grace of a philosopher, king. Throughout this discourse, we have traversed the landscape of emotional control, resilience, and purpose. Each lesson is a beacon. Together, they form a constellation by which to steer one's life. But how does one apply this celestial navigation to the tumultuous seas of human existence? Let us embark on this final exploration by considering the synthesis of these teachings into daily life. The art of living, as I have discovered, is not separate from the art of ruling. Whether you govern an empire or simply your own heart and mind, the principles remain the same. Integration is the key. The virtues of Stoicism, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, must not only be understood but embodied. They must be woven into the fabric of your being until they are indistinguishable from the actions you take and the words you speak. To embody wisdom, you must approach each day as a student of life, observing, learning, and reflecting. The world is your classroom, and every experience a lesson. Seek not to have more, but to be more aware, more understanding, more compassionate. Courage is the mantle you must wear in the face of life's uncertainties. It is the strength to uphold your convictions, even when the tides are against you. Remember that courage is not the absence of fear, but the judgment that something else is more important than fear. Justice is the compass that ensures your voyage remains true to others. It calls you to act with fairness, to honor your commitments, and to respect the dignity of all. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, and your life must be a testament to this truth. Lastly, temperance is the rudder that helps you navigate desires and passions. It is the self-discipline that moderates excess and keeps your journey steady. In temperance, you find freedom, not from desire, but from being enslaved by it. As you apply these virtues, consider the Stoic exercise of premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. By envisioning the challenges that may lie ahead, you arm yourself with foresight and fortify your spirit against the specter of future hardships. The seas may rage, but the seasoned sailor knows the storm before it manifests on the horizon. The Stoics' Odyssey is not one of isolation. You are a citizen of the world, and your actions ripple across the vast ocean of humanity. The wisdom you cultivate, the resilience you build, the purpose you pursue, all these are part of the larger voyage we all share. As you move forward, remember my own journey was not one of perfection, but of constant striving. I faltered, I erred, and yet I persisted. You too must embrace the imperfections of your journey, for they are the birthplaces of growth. With this, we conclude our discourse. Carry these lessons as you would the tools of navigation, essential for the journey but inert without the sailor's hand to wield them. The Stoics' Odyssey is yours to undertake. May you sail towards a horizon where virtue is your guide, wisdom your compass, and the waters beneath you are made calm by the depth of your character. Navigating life's voyage with wisdom is an endeavor that never truly ends. It is the pursuit of a lifetime, where each dawn brings a new stretch of sea, a new challenge to overcome, and a new opportunity to grow. Stand firm at the helm, dear navigator, and may the stars guide you ever homeward.